BodyBags, where horror lies.
Hey, I'm Sam. I'm your thirsty guy for BodyBags. This week is 1973, and I am doing Beyond Atlantis. Let's go over it. You got this group of guys that wanna get rich, and they heard this kind of like legend of these pearls on this island kind of thing, right? And they're out there to find pearls, but they end up finding a civilization of, whatnot. Everyone has weird eyes except for two people. It seems like the ruler and his daughter. I mean, they look normal and whatnot, but what you end up finding out is that they're nearing extinction, right? But they're like a very special type of people, right? And I'm not gonna spoil anything else, but like they're there for the pearls, and well, let's just say they may or may not be uninvited guests, although I would say they're invited. It's, because I'm not gonna spoil it. I think you should watch it. It's about an hour and a half. It's on my favorite streaming site, Tubi, and Sid Haig's in it. So that means you gotta go watch it right now. I think something that's interesting about the movie is that there's a type of ending that I absolutely hate. And then there's a type of ending that I really like, but the fact is they're both really similar in how they are. That being, if you have a movie that starts at point A, you think you're going to point B, but you find yourself going back to point A, and it's like, what was the point of the movie kind of thing? But then there's the movie that you start at point A, you think you're going to point B, but you find yourself going back to point A, but it's like upside down kind of thing. So it's like, it's the same thing, but it's like something's really off, as if there was a story, but like something bad happened, where it kind of made the movie pointless, but it was like, that's what happens kind of thing. That's what you get. For example, I hated Modern Warfare 3, the new one, the campaign for that, because I was thinking that, okay, you have the first one that's pretty good, the second one was fine, and the third one should be the finale, should be pretty good. But how they ended it was basically, you go to point A, think you're going to point B, you come back to point A, except you kill off two big main characters, but it's the same thing. So it's like, it's just pointless. It's bullcrap. It sucks. But this movie it ends the other way around. Well, it ends the other way that I was talking about. I liked Sid Haig's character. I forget the actor's name, but one of the main characters of the movie, he looks like the actor that plays Han Solo in the new Solo movie. It's not new, it came out like, 5 years or whatever ago, some time ago. In that Solo movie, he played him. He also was on Cocaine Bear. He was the son of the drug dealer guy. And I love that movie. But yeah, I thought that Beyond Atlantis was interesting. The very beginning of it was a bit confusing until it's like, oh, okay, I see where the story's gonna go. The first 15, 20-ish minutes, I think, is basically building up your characters. And then, like, at the 20-minute marker kind of thing is like, oh, okay, I see where the story's going. I think my favorite thing about the movie, I don't want to spoil it, I think this is a movie y'all should watch, because it is on that very thin line. It hedges this very thin line that, like, if you cross it, then like the movie is gonna suck kind of thing. But if you somehow stay on it, then like it's gonna be a fine movie. And I thought it was a fine movie. I guess my favorite part of the movie is how the story plays itself out, because okay, so it came out in 1973. There was a lot of movies out there and out then, more indie, that had a lot of, like, junk in it. And when I say junk, I mean, like, you know, nudity or whatever. Stuff that, like, doesn't really need to be in movies, but, like, you know, to each their own kind of thing, right? This is the kind of movie that, like, you would think there would be nudity in it, but there's, like, none. And how the story ends up playing itself out, it's kind of surprising that there's nothing really in it. But I would say if this movie were to get remade today, there's gonna be a lot of stuff in it, especially if the guy who does X, or the guy who did Poor Things, if it's like, especially Poor Things, if that guy did it, then it's like, for sure, no question about it, that's gonna happen. I think that's my favorite part about it, is that there's no nudity in this movie, but, like, the storyline is kind of like, really, there's no nudity in it? That's interesting. It's kind of like if you watched a slasher movie and there was no blood, no gore. Now, you know, that kind of sucks, because you want to see the practical effects and whatnot, right? You want to, you know, feel like you actually just saw someone, right? I suppose it's a bit different, but I just found that very interesting. Of course, I'm not trying to spoil it, but I suppose that's if you think about it and what I said earlier about the premise of the movie, then you might be able to get it. But I guess the only real way to figure it out is to go watch it on Tubi or other means, I suppose. But yeah, I suppose there's not really much else to say about it, except I thought the ending was hilarious, because of just how like the last shot kind of thing was. But yeah, I guess that's about it. I'm Sam. I'm your thirsty guy for BodyBags. For 1973, I did Beyond Atlantis. And I think, you know what, I think I'll give it like a 7 out of 10. It's a fine movie. It's not bad. It's not terrible. If there was anything bad and terrible about it, it would probably be some of the effects, some of the dialogue, I suppose, at times. There was a very nice explosion at the end of the movie, or near the end of the movie, that's really good. I guess there's one thing about the ending that I don't really understand why that happened. I think I might understand it, but it felt really weird when it happened. Of course, I'm not going to tell you, because I would be spoiling it. I don't want to spoil it. And, you know, I'm so sorry about my voice. There's nothing really wrong with it. I don't know, it's just really weird right now, I guess. I'm sure it'll be fine for next week, and the week after, and the blah, 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 blah. It's just right now. Then again, maybe I'm just trying to be quiet. You'll never know. But anyway, I'm Sam. I'm your thirsty guy for BodyBags. I did Beyond Atlantis, and I gave it a 7 out of 10. I think you should watch it for a lot of reasons, but I think the biggest, Sid Haig's in it, and he's great. He looks great. Everything's great about him. So go watch it. I'll see y'all next week.